Hi, today I'm going to talk a little bit more in details on what we have talked about last Monday in our online lesson, which is about the connectives. So actually you have learned some of the connectives like and, but, or in book 3A chapter 5. We use connectives when we want to connect two or more sentences together. That means without the connectives, we can actually break it into like two or more sentences, okay? They should be like separate sentences. So I'll give you an example using and. Look at the sentence, I can play badminton and tennis. So this sentence can actually break into two parts. They are together because of the word and. So part A should be I can play badminton. Part B should be I can play tennis. So one more example for you. Look at the sentence, I was hungry so I ate 10 slices of pizza yesterday. So it should be easy for you to notice that so is actually the connective of the sentence, and yesterday is the time indicator of the sentence. So there are two things about yesterday. First, I was hungry. Second, I ate 10 slices of pizza. These are two things I did yesterday. And that's why I should use past tense for both sentences. That won't be changed even if I add a connective in between, okay? Because after all, there are two sentences that connected to each other. So a lot of you might find it pretty easy when you're making sentences using so or but a little bit trickier when you're making sentences using and or. And why is that? It is because when we are making sentences using and or, we tend to leave out the parts that are the same. So, for example, look at the two sentences. The first one is I listened to jazz. The second one is I listened to hip hop. So you can see that in number 1 and number 2, sentence number 1 and 2, there are three words that are actually the same, which is I listened to. So when we are using the connective and to connect the sentence, we can leave these three words out. So that means we don't need it in the second part of the sentence. So the sentence would be, I listened to jazz and hip hop. So it might be rather easy if you are just making a very simple sentence using one verb in a sentence, but it might be more difficult or challenging if you have like a complex sentence with like two or more verbs in the sentence. So take a look at the example. I loved to have an ice cream and a can of soda after school when I was young. So if you have problems or troubles like knowing what you should fill in, try to take a step back and form two sentences out of this. So a few things you can do before you actually fill in the answer. First of all, look at the connectives of the sentence. Second, look for the time indicator. So the connectives should be and in the sentence, and time indicator, which is after school and when I was young. So the word was indicates that this is something that happened in the past, and we should use past tense for the sentence. So if you actually break the sentences into two parts, the first one should be I loved to have an ice cream, and the second part should be something you loved to have as well, which is a can of soda. So the sentence should be I love to a can of soda. I think all of you know that after the word to, you should always use the base form of the verb, which is drink in this case. So the sentence should be I loved to have an ice cream and drink a can of soda after school when I was young. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it and find the explanation is clear and that helps you to understand it better. See you!